On to Group C. Let's start plowing through these. I think this one's going to be a little bit easy. Denmark, England, Serbia, and Slovenia.
Okay, let's do some quick results checks. Okay, Denmark, obviously one of the better teams coming in. They always got solid players. Christian Eriksen just played his first game for 90 minutes after being out for the national team for a while, huh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they did have that whole story last Euros where Christian Eriksen passes out, do a cardiac arrest before the game, or during the game or before the game.
I think
It was
the game.
during. It was during the game
Yeah,
actually.
during the game.
During the game, and of course that kind of is one of their that was their rally cry that sent them into the knockout stages for that competition. So they they play well from what I remember last time they played in the Euros.
No, they definitely do. They always play consistent. They give big teams a tough match. Um, so let's look at their last big team they played, which was France, right? In the World Cup actually. And they only lost 2-1. So not a bad result. They didn't get demolished. They never get really destroyed, and even in their losses, their worst loss I've seen in the last 2 years is against Northern Ireland, and they lost 2-0, right?
Yeah.
That was like in the middle of November, so who knows if they even played one of their best squads or not? Because that's the middle of the European season. You don't want to injure your players. So I think not a bad team and not the best team.
Uh-huh.
Any thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add.
England.
England.
England. You start off with England.
Oh
there's,
man.
there's a lot to say about England.
Yeah, England's going to be one of the stories to watch for the whole entire Euros. Even if you're not an England hater like myself and likes to watch all the absolute aggregators over there across the pond absolutely lose their minds. I don't know if you've been keeping up, but they've been absolutely losing their minds over a friendly game.
Yeah.
And losing against Iceland 2-1. A bunch of overreactors over there. But this is a crucial tournament. I think they have the right to be on edge. It is probably the last tournament that Southgate's going to be managing.
Oh, he's stepping down.
He's stepping down after this. That's his tournament.
Okay,
I do believe so. Fact check me on that, guys. But I do believe he's stepping down. And then, of course, very talented squad. But we've done this song and dance before with England. Very talented squad. Lots of hope. New system. Think they're going to change their ways, and then they're going to obviously find a way to bottle it in the latter parts of the competition. So I don't. We'll get into the later parts of what I think is going to happen with England, but I think they blitz this group.
I would say so too. I mean, I think recent results don't necessarily indicate that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just lost to Iceland yesterday. Before that, they're not. They lost to Brazil 1-0, drew Belgium. Got a win over Bosnia and Herzegovina. But like, they're not a bad team, and they rarely play their actual full strong starting 11.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times during the season, the Premier League's probably one of the most draining leagues because of all those the double cup competition, the European competition. So yeah, I understand why they don't. I agree with you. I think they do blaze this group as well. It's not the most it's not the most competitive group.
No.
I'll say that.
No. I think so as well because these next two teams in Serbia and Slovenia.
Man, Serbia. I'm looking at
Serbia.
I'm looking about the match. Just the inconsistency of Serbia. Win, draw, loss. Win, draw, loss. Win, draw, loss.
Yeah.
So you pretty much just you don't know what they're gonna do. They beat Sweden, but they lose to Austria. They beat Cyprus, but they lose to Russia. They draw to Serbia. So I'm sorry, they draw to Bulgaria. So
Okay.
they're a very inconsistent team, and the U.S. just scored.
Oh yeah. Oh, we get one back.
So I hit my bet over 2 goals.
Right. Or no, right. I'm sorry. That's Timmy Weah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
good for him.
Yep.
Maybe we can salvage the draw from this game.
Maybe.
There's still a lot of time.
I think, yeah.
3 minutes.
If you get this to 2-2, I think that's a great little mini win that you can take into the Copa America. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I do want to bring up a little thing because I really have nothing with Serbia and Slovenia. I just kind of want to give them a little bit of credit because looking at their history, it's not the most rich of history when it comes to success. Of course, as Yugoslavia, They had 2 times they were runners up as Yugoslavia back in the day. That was
wow.
the 1960s Euro and the 1968 Euro. They came in second and then fourth place in the 1976 Euro as well. So pretty successful as Yugoslavia as a country. They then obviously that whole eastern part of Europe kind of is a jumble of history that I don't necessarily know, but I'm willing to start to learn a little bit more about. And of course, they were at free Yugoslavia / Serbia Montenegro for a couple Euros, and then now as they are fully revised Serbia, they haven't qualified at all as a country. So this is the first time they've ever qualified as Serbia, the country. So that's really great. Good props to you guys for getting the World Euro qualifier.
That's good.
And then
Yeah.
first for Slovenia, who are of course part of this Yugoslavia tank that was in the 60s.
Yeah.
They're now Slovenia, and of course, first time for them to qualify as well.
A lot of revolutions.
Slovenia.
Right? A lot of revolutions. A lot of splitting of governments.
Not the first time they qualified in the group stages. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, second time. This is the first time in a while. I mean, they haven't qualified since 2000, so that's a good thing for the country.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. This Wikipedia page is a little bit more complicated to look at, but I would just say that props to them for getting qualifying. Yeah, you could. I don't know. I don't know what to say about them. I mean, of course they have like what the Milinkovic Savic brothers.
Serbia does? Or
Just-
Slovenia?
Serbia.
Oh.
And I think here's where my knowledge lacks.
Let's fact check ourselves.
Because
So-
Serbia, I'm not sure. I think Mitrovic plays for Serbia,
Yeah, I think so too.
but I'm not sure with Slovenia.
So
Or Serbia.
I let's look at the bench. If anything, I don't for Serbia. I don't see.
See nothing.
I don't see any player that like I immediately recognized for Slovenia. Sorry, and for Serbia. Let's look at the recent match versus Sweden where they won 3-0. Yeah, they got Milinkovic Savic. They got Mitrovic and Vlahovic.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So they got some good players right there.
So that's. Do you think?
Oh, they got Tadic, dude.
Oh, Tadic. Tadic is
and they got Luka Jovic.
Tadic is a legend.
Former Real Madrid player.
Okay. So Serbia has some players.
They got some good players. Let's do predictions.
So they go third, obviously,
I
probably
think,
over Slovenia.
I think they go third over Slovenia as well.
And England, Denmark 1-2.
England, Denmark.
Okay. All right.
With Denmark potentially surprising and going first.
That
They've
would,
done it before.
I wouldn't put it past them, especially with England in the competitions. But we'll go on to Group D, and that is with Austria, France, Netherlands, and Poland.
Wow.